With certainty, I can tell you that emotional eaters are starving. They're starving, but they are feeding themselves with the wrong things. So, they eat the chocolate, the chips, and the cookies when different emotions arise, but they are starving for some other things. They're starving for connection, emotional stability, validation, recognition, whatever it is. If you catch yourself, and again, provided that you eat enough food and that you eat food in quantities which are enough for you and a variety of foods. If the food part is not your issue and yet you are constantly still thinking about food and the pleasure that you get from food and the high that you get from food, it means that on some level you have certain needs that are not being met. Like in my personal case, for example, if I was not validated as a child already for certain accomplishments or whatever I hoped that I would be validated for, I was eating. Because the high that I would get from the praise, I was not getting it, but I was getting the high from the chocolate. And so whenever I would feel down because there is no validation coming from the source that I need to validate me, I had to find a substitute, and my substitute was chocolate. So that I figured out way later on in therapy. But if you catch yourself that you're constantly expecting from certain foods to give you a boost, a high, then it means that on some level you're craving something else which maybe you're not really ready to open up about or talk about or think about, but just assess and be aware that it's not the craving from the food that you're trying to solve, but the craving that's coming from a different place.